Released by Vinegar Syndrome on Blu-ray from the director of Night of the Demons and Witchtrap. It is The Cellar. Now, this thing got quite a bit of traction upon its release because this is the director's cut of this movie, which I think has never been seen before. I believe there's like some other version that was out there that the director necessarily was not happy with, but now, thanks to Vinegar Syndrome, here it is. The Cashen family has just relocated from the city to a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, Texas. Upon arrival in their new home, Willy, their young son, explores the areas, befriending a Native American shaman who warns him of the powerful forces and apparent curse on their land. Meanwhile, at home, Willy senses that there's something unusual about the cellar of their home, especially that something strange might be living down there, and unfortunately for the Cashens, is very hungry. Now, this movie starts off with like I guess you say a prologue type scene where you got the guy and this kid's there and his dad's goes outside to see stuff. Or let me backtrack. I'm getting ahead of myself. The kid sees something, goes back in and tells dad there's something going on outside. The dad says, "Oh, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing." And then dad goes out there and he's like pretty well eaten by this creature. And then we fast forward years later where this guy has grown and he's the one that sells the house, kind of forced into selling the house to the Cashen family. And of course, it ain't long after they arrive there that this thing in the cellar starts causing trouble for them. I think the movie is good for what it is. I don't think I don't think it's anything too special. I find some parts of it seem to be somewhat boring to me, and I know the director probably was he probably wanted some stuff put in there, maybe to kind of slow stuff down a little bit, I guess, or at least to make stuff try to make more sense, I guess I should say, not pad anything out. And I think in the process of doing that, he probably kind of nulled and dulled the film a little bit. The creature in the cellar is cool. The characters in the movie, pretty doggone annoying, especially the dad, who it seems kind of like just a dick. And it's like there's portions of the film where the dad is like in full-fledged dick mode, and then all of a sudden, he's not believing the kid when the kid says something's up and all that, and then all of a sudden it's like snap just like that, and we're supposed to be like rooting for the dad now because now he knows this stuff's going on, so he's trying to do something about it. And by that point, you're like, well, this dude's a douchebag. Why do we care what happens to him? His boss in the movie is what's his name? What's the dude's name from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2? Was it LG? Well, it's been a long time. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but I can't think of the guy's name. But he's in it, and he's great, which I think he's great in like anything he's in. But everything else is a bit of a mixed bag. The ending gets a little corny. I guess overall, The Cellar wasn't my cup of tea. So I'm giving it a 2.5. The movie looks good, and I mean, it's great that the director, they get his director's cut out there. But like I said, for me, it necessarily wasn't my type of movie. But this here does have a newly scanned and restored 2K transfer from his 35mm original camera negative. It also has the director's cut from the lab print. It includes two versions of the film, obviously, theatrical cut and director's cut. Group commentary on both versions, introduction by the director, and then the making of documentary on it, which is interesting. I watched it after I watched the movie, which is pretty interesting in itself. So it's a good 1-2 punch. Reversible artwork, all that good stuff. I give it a 2.5. 2.5 out of 5. It wasn't my kind of movie, but then again, it is cool to see the director finally get his director's cut of the movie out after all these years, as I'm fishing for the cover. Of course, there you've seen the regular cover, and of course this is probably the more traditional cover here, although I think I might prefer that one. So this is out now from Vinegar Syndrome. Give it a watch. Like I said, it looks good, and you may like it more than I did, but me, not that impressed with The Cellar.